I'm going to start this off by admitting that I have not yet seen the huge Arrowverse Infinite Earth crossover. I will watch it. I'm just basically waiting for everything to finish so that I can catch up on everything DC at one time. And I know that there are some shows people do not like or do not want anyone to watch. Today, however, we're going to talk about something that I thought was pretty interesting. And I honestly found the idea for this video on Screen Rant after I read an article about this character, which I thought was pretty interesting. Anyway, look, before I do begin, I would like to say, if you enjoy the opinions within this video, then please make sure you click the like button if you like the video and subscribe and join, the crew, the family. It's awesome. And I want to see you subscribe as well. That'd be great. Anyways, look, it really helps me know if you enjoyed the video or not, if you do like it, and if you dislike the video, that is completely up to you. But if you do that, then please can you leave a comment down below just to let me know, where you think I can improve, what you think I did wrong. Obviously, if it's my opinion, then there's nothing that I can help you with. But you know what? Let's get on with the show. Lex Luthor is a comic book character that is probably more famous than Drake or Jay-Z or even Metallica. And yes, I know, by the way, when I say that is a bold statement, but I definitely think that it is true. You see, we've seen iterations of Lex Luthor time and time and time again, and he is literally the yang to Superman's yin, that perfect balance in the Superman universe. So it was not at all surprising that he would eventually find his way into the Arrowverse through the show that I think, honestly, it started off really well, but is now kind of going off the rails. And that show, if you don't know, is Supergirl, okay? Don't get me wrong when I say this, I still like it at the moment, but every now and again, I spot these sorry, I was going to say subtly, but it's not subtly done, the superbly overdone use of feminist or even, SJW overtones, which don't need to be in the show. And when I say that, what I mean is I am fully aware, by the way, that these tones are in the show from the outset. I am fully aware of that. The difference here is, being able to see it, like looking at the sun versus looking at the moon, okay? They both produce light, but one scorches your eyes and one is pretty to look at. That's all I'm saying. Anyways, moving away from that topic and into the topic of the video, Lex Luthor has been an incredible character, and I think for me personally, Smallville was the show that really basically made me think about the motivations of an evil character and how they work and how they become evil. We've seen him portrayed over the years as just this evil genius who must be stopped at all costs. We know that Lex hates Superman, and we've even seen time and time again how he wants to be either as strong as or stronger than Superman so that he can oppose him should Superman ever, for some weird reason, try to take over the Earth. And we never really get to see Lex Luthor before that evil stage, okay? This is a noble cause, okay? But for some reason, this always sends him down a super evil path where he is the ultimate villain, and it's so strange. And yet Smallville's rendition of Lex was just basically a man trying to get Daddy's approval and constantly trying to be the one who's the greatest. He constantly tries to show that he was in control and that he's a leader of the people. That's what was great about that character. We see him as a human and not just as a villain, which is what he's always painted as. The problem that we had, though, in Smallville is that for Lex's character, basically Clark was supposed to be his best friend from the very start of the show, and he just never trusted him. Clark never trusted Lex. Not one bit, okay? Add to that the fact that Lex kept doing research on Clark, trying to find out what he was hiding, which, if you've seen the show Smallville, is his secret, and you really should. If you haven't seen Smallville, by the way, I would recommend it. But that's basically the makings of a disaster from the start. Now, what really made this version of Lex so great to me was that it didn't just give us a character and say, hey, that's the bad guy, and you got to figure it out, and that's all that there is to it. He's just evil. It honestly gave us a character and basically let us see how a person can go from being a good guy to being a bad guy, and how good intentions can pave the road to hell. And this is what really made Lex human in that show to me. He doesn't just start off as a bad guy. He starts off as someone who you can see is trying to be good and trying to get away from the legacy of what his father created. And then we fast forward to the present day, where Lex actors, and this is outside of Smallville, obviously, anyone who's acted as Lex, or a couple of them, have tweeted their collective hatred for Superman. And obviously, look, I know that this is in jest because it's funny. And this is in celebration, by the way, of the anniversary of the birth of Superman. Now, Michael Rosenbaum, who played Lex in Smallville, was unable to appear in the Crisis of Infinite Earths crossover event while Tom Welling was in this show, which, it suggests at least that the Smallville part of the DC universe can be ventured into in the Arrowverse, which is where this starts, and we can use elements from that. Obviously, unfortunately, not Allison Mack, that's not happening, but other elements from the Smallville universe can be brought into this. And this brought up a point in the article that I read from Screen Rant that I thought would be actually fun to experience on the show, even just on Supergirl. Imagine a Lex Luthor crossover event where multiple Lexes from different movies or films or TV shows all join forces for an episode or 2 or maybe even 3 to come against Supergirl and Superman in that verse, right? That universe. An event in which, she would obviously need the help of Superman and maybe even everybody else in, I'm going to call it the Justice League, to help out. And that would be awesome. And I think, who knows, what could happen if that was written so well. It could be done. It could even be one that stretches across the different shows. I could imagine the different Lexes universe hopping and basically needing everybody to work together to find them. They go from universe to universe as they cause trouble and, just make everything horrible for the superheroes. Now, while this is completely unlikely, and I don't think that it will ever happen, and which sucks because that would actually be a lot of fun to have happen, it is honestly fun to theorize and think about the world's greatest super genius, super villain working with himself and himself and himself in different universes. I reckon that would be absolutely epic. We could even see, the creation of other Lexes that we haven't seen before in different universes we've never been to, much like, how Harrison Wells consistently gets multiple different versions of himself in every season of The Flash. That, I think, would be epic to see. And then you could actually probably see one that is good, that is the complete opposite of what we get Lex to be in everything else. And who knows, though, that could happen at some point. I would love to see it. I don't think that it will happen, but that is all from me. If you did enjoy this video and the idea of Lex Luthor or a Lex Luthor marathon event, then why not consider subscribing to this channel? I talk about so many different things on here, and I hope that you enjoy the content that I do put out. Also, why not consider giving the video a thumbs up if you would like to see this event, or if you don't want to see this event, let me know in the comment section below why this would not be a good idea, because that would be great. I would love to hear that. Or other theories of how Lexes can work together in different universes. Maybe you have a plan for something that was better than this one. Otherwise, when you do step away from YouTube today, make sure you spread some peace, spread some love, and make someone laugh. That is honestly, during the panda time, the most important thing is to spread that cheer and spread that laughter around. As for me, I will see you in the next video. Bye.